In the name of Allah, the most beneficent and the most merciful. My dear students, my name is Dr. Shahida Naz, and during this semester I would be teaching you research methodology. As during this semester we are studying about research methodology, first of all, we have to understand what is research and why research is important. The topics we are discussing during this lecture are Introduction to Research, General Concepts, What is research, characteristics of the scientific method, characteristics of scientific knowledge, and general approaches to research. First and the most important thing which we have to understand is what is research. There are several definitions given by different researchers about research. Here we try to understand what actually the research is. Research is an organized inquiry carried out to provide information for solving problems. It is a combination of two words, re and search. Re means again, and search means to find out, means search for information. Research is actually a step-by-step process which you can do in different phases. Here are some other definitions of research. Research is a process of looking at solution of a given problem which can be used as a basis for policy formulation and policy enhancement or improvement. Research is actually used to find out the solutions of different problems. For example, in education, we conduct research about different teaching methods to find out their effectiveness, to find out about the curriculum. So on the basis of the results of research, we formulate new policies or improve the already designed policies. But before you come up with policy, it should be backed up with empirical observed data, which requires the process of research. So whenever you want to formulate any type of policy regarding anything, first you have to do research about it. You have to gather materials about it. Here are some other definitions. Research is the systematic process of collecting and analyzing information to increase our understanding of the world in general and of the phenomenon under study in particular. Systematic process, when we say that research is a systematic process, that means there are different steps. The detail of the steps we would be discussing in the later lectures. But here, shortly, we can say that there are different steps, means you have to first identify the problem, you have to select a topic for your research, you have to formulate hypothesis, research questions, and then you have to design a research methodology. After designing research methodology, you have to collect data, then that data is analyzed, findings are taken, and after that conclusions are drawn. On the basis of those conclusions, suggestions and recommendations are given. So that is why we say it's a systematic process, because step by step we have to complete it. And the basic purpose of conducting research is to find solutions to different problems. Why to conduct research? There are several benefits of conducting research. Research is actually the backbone of any kind of knowledge. Knowledge is like, it cannot stand if research is not there. Research supports every field of life. To find out the new knowledge, you have to conduct research, because as the world is changing, everything is changing in the world. With the passage of time, things and situations are changing. So we need to conduct research to find out the solutions to different problems. So the basic purposes of conducting research are to collect data, to be better informed, to make less biased decisions, in contrast to guessing, intuitions, and other personal experience. Means you have to collect data through research so that you may be better informed about the issue, and on the basis of those results of the research you can uh, make better decisions. Better policies can be made because you have the first hand knowledge about the topic. What and how? Research actually answers what and how questions. Therefore, research concerns with what, that is related with facts and conclusions, and how means scientific or critical components. Research is a systematic process that eventually seeks to explain or solve an identified problem. So, research is actually a process through which we have to find out the solution to different problems in different situations, how problems occur, how we can solve them, what are the main reasons of that problem. Research gives answer to all these questions. Here is a criteria for good research. Purpose should be clearly defined. Purpose is the most important thing. You should know what is the purpose of your research, what is the nature of your study. On the basis of these questions, you would be better able to conduct research and try to find out the answers to those questions. Common concepts to be used. Explain procedures clearly for continuity. Means whenever you are trying to do some research, a good research has a pre-planned methodology. You have to decide, you have to plan what research methodology you are going to use, and how you would be selecting, collecting, and analyzing the data, and how you would be reporting the results. You have to design all this. You have to explain the procedure clearly. Results should be as objective as possible. So a good research is when the researcher reports the results objectively. He does not involve his subjective thinking in that. Report with frankness means whatever results the researcher receives, he reports them as it is. He does not manipulate results. In good research, researcher acknowledges the procedural flaws, means any kind of flaws or any kind of problems that unforeseen problems that researcher has faced during that research. Researcher would mention those problems or flaws in his study and limitations. If the researcher has limited or delimited the study, he would mention it in the document. Here are some general approaches to research. Number one is qualitative research. Second approach is quantitative research. These are two basic approaches to research, and the third one is actually the combination of these two approaches, that is called mixed method approach. In social sciences and later in other disciplines, the following two research methods can be applied depending on the properties of the subject matter and on the objectives of the research. So in social sciences and in other disciplines, these two research methods are the major methods which are used for data collection. We would try to understand in detail what qualitative method and what quantitative method actually is. Qualitative method is related with understanding of human behavior and reasons that govern such behavior. It involves analysis of data using words, data collecting through interview, pictures, or objects. There are several qualitative research methods like discussion, interview, that is unplanned interview or unstructured interview, or maybe structured interview which has open-ended questions. Observation method, that is also qualitative research. And then quantitative research. It involves analysis of numerical data and their relationship. You can measure the data in numbers. In quantitative research, data may be collected through questionnaire or test, where you can report results in numbers or you can measure the results in numbers. Qualitative research is research dealing with phenomena that is difficult or impossible to quantify mathematically, such as beliefs, meanings, attributes, or symbols. So it depends on the nature of the research, what type of research, or what is the topic of your research, what kind of research you are going to conduct. Accordingly, you have to select qualitative or quantitative method or mixed method approach for data collection. In qualitative research, we do thematic analysis, and in quantitative research, we sometimes use some kind of software to quantify the data in numbers. Means we measure the results in percentage or frequencies, etc. Qualitative research aims to gather an in-depth understanding of human behavior and the reasons that govern such behavior. The qualitative method investigates the way and how of decision making, not just what, where, and when. So qualitative research method is used on those places where we want to get in-depth understanding of something. For example, we use qualitative research method in those situations where the topic is not very much familiar to us. Then we do not know what questions we have to ask from the interviewer. In that case, we use qualitative research method, and we have an unstructured interview in which we ask questions from the interviewee, and according to the situation, as he or she answers, we make different questions from his answers. Steps in qualitative research. There are several steps that we follow in qualitative research. Theory is the center of this research. And acknowledge social self, number 1. Number 2 is actual perspective. Number 3, design study. Number 4, collect data. Number 5, data analyze the data or data analysis. Number 6, interpret data. 7, inform others. First, we have to identify the problem. After that, we have to design our study. We have to select our research tool or research design and data collection tool. After that, we would collect data. And fifth step is to analyze that data. For analyzing that data, we can use SPSS or any kind of software that would be helping us in data analysis. For example, in corpus linguistics research, we use AntCont or some other softwares for data analysis. And then there is a discussion about the results, that is interpretation of the data, and then the results are found and conclusions are drawn. And the last step is inform others. That we write a report of that research in which we report results and conclusions and suggestions to inform others about our research. Quantitative research is generally made using scientific methods, which can include the generation of models, theories, and hypotheses. Means we have to generate models, theories, and hypotheses in quantitative research. Means on the basis of research results, we have to make different models, theories, and hypotheses. For example, we say that our research results say that technology helps us in English language learning. So, on the basis of the results of our research, we would generate this hypothesis or theory that use of technology in learning is very effective. And we would try to integrate technology in language learning and teaching in the classroom to get the most benefit out of it. The development of instruments and models for measurement. So in quantitative research, we as researchers develop instruments. Means we develop questionnaires or interviews, structured interviews, or we design our data collection tool through which we would be collecting the data and we would be later analyzing that data. Qualitative or inductive, from fact to theory. Qualitative research is inductive, means you have to from facts to theory, and then it explores factors that could explain why a given event occurs, establish patterns, and develop theory for understanding how and why an event occurred. Whereas quantitative research method is a deductive method, from theory to facts. We already have an established theory, and we have to analyze whether that theory is correct or incorrect, or how we can improve that theory. So in quantitative research, we from theory to facts establish cause-effect relationship, related occurrences of a variable with other variables, establish generalization for predictions and control. Quantitative research refers to the systematic empirical investigation of any phenomena via statistical, mathematical, and computational techniques. The objectives of quantitative research is to develop and employ mathematical models, theories, and or hypotheses. In quantitative research, we have to test the hypothesis that is related with that phenomena. Finally, we have the last approach, which is actually the combination of qualitative and quantitative approach. When in research, we use a research method that involves both kind of data collection techniques, qualitative and quantitative. Say, for example, we are using a questionnaire which is designed on 5-point or 3-point Likert scale. That is a quantitative research method. And we are also taking interview from some members, which is a qualitative research method, and we are conducting focus group interview of some members. That is also a qualitative data collection tool. So when we use these methods in combination, that is called the mixed method approach. That's all for today. Thank you so much. In the next lecture, we would be studying about the types of research in detail. I would be sharing with you different notes as well for your clear and better understanding. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Goodbye.